I've always been into cars. For as long as I can remember, I've had pictures of my dream cars pinned up on my bedroom wall. Last year I finally got my license, and I really wanted a car of my own to drive. So I jumped onto AutoTrader, Craigslist, and the other websites where people have everything from clunkers to classics for sale. Now keep in mind, I was only 16 at this point, so I was looking for something really cheap. The little money I did have was from a part-time job, and unfortunately my parents weren't going to offer me any help. I soon came to the unfortunate realization that the only cars I could afford belonged in a junkyard. I didn't give up though. Every day, I would check the various websites, even going as far as refreshing those pages multiple times throughout the day. My efforts, however, proved fruitless. Every night, I'd look up at the pictures of Ferraris, Corvettes, Porsches, and grow more and more discouraged. This continued for months. During this time, I nearly bought a couple rust buckets, but backed out at the last minute for fear of wasting the little money I did have. My automobile situation seemed relatively hopeless until one particular day. As per usual, I was perusing the ads, most of which consisted of cars I had no hope in hell of affording. Just as I was about to call it a day, I decided to hit refresh on Craigslist one last time. My eyes lit up when I saw the picture of a beautiful new Porsche 911 pop up. The ad had the car listed at first offer gets it. I jokingly sent an offer of $50, not expecting at all to hear back. To my surprise, I received an email a few minutes later. It read that the car was mine if I could come by today. It all seemed kind of sketchy, but the address was in my neighborhood, so I figured, why not? I hopped onto my bike and rode on over. When I arrived at the address, I was pleasantly surprised to see the Porsche was actually in the driveway. After knocking on the door and meeting with the lady selling the car, I asked if it would be possible to take it for a quick test drive. It drove like a dream. I was still skeptical though. There was no way this lady was selling a car this nice for this cheap. But to my great delight, that's exactly what happened. I got the keys, registration, and everything. I even got the local police to check it for me. It was all legit. I later found out that the car had belonged to the woman's husband. He had run off with his secretary to some island paradise and had told his wife to sell the car and send him the cash. I hope he enjoyed my 50, because I've enjoyed his Porsche. I used to know this guy named Rob. He was absolutely obsessed with classic cars. He dedicated his life to learning everything there was to know about his beloved automobiles. Rob eventually took a job working as the personal mechanic of some extremely wealthy car collector. It was a dream job for him. His days were filled with maintaining, restoring, and simply admiring hundreds of classics. He worked in this job for years, right up until the day his rich employer passed away. Rob was surprised when he discovered that his benefactor had included him in his will. He was given the choice pick of any car he wanted. Naturally, an old Bugatti worth millions is what Rob chose. Rob's ultimate dream had come true. He was now the proud owner of his very own rare classic. Now came the monumental task of protecting his newfound treasure. Using the little money he had, Rob turned his two-car garage into a fortress. Motion sensors, cameras, reinforced doors. It had everything. With this added security, however, came added paranoia. The car never saw the light of day. It remained a personal museum piece reserved for Rob's eyes only. Every morning, Rob would pat himself on the back, proud of how secure his treasure was. This routine continued for years, until one particular morning when Rob noticed something strange about the car. It was facing in the opposite direction. Flustered, he checked all the security, but nothing had been triggered. Rob then noticed a small piece of paper crumpled up on the car's driver's side seat. It contained a short, handwritten note. "Your security will never be enough," it read. "When we want something, we will come and take it." Last I heard of Rob, he had sold his precious car and had started stuffing his cash under the mattress.